Into the Crypto Bunker podcast. So, right now we're looking at the Bitcoin chart for the past month or so. And, we're up a good amount this month. I wanted to take you through a few things on the charts. We can take a look at things, we can react in real time to what is going on here for Bitcoin. We can look at some targets. We can do a bunch of stuff. But right now, we're looking at, first of all, this is the RSI down here, and this is the weekly time frame for Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin looks like to me that it has broken out. Obviously, um, there is that trend line that looks like a breakout. There is, and then there's probably this trend line here, which we still have yet to touch. So in terms of Bitcoin right now, it's 3 weeks straight of going up. I think in all reality, it's possible that we come back to test the 60K range. There's nothing that says that that would be bearish to me. At this point, it does look like we're a little bit overstretched. On the RSI, it looks like on a weekly time frame, the momentum has broken out, and it is, you could say it's coming up to being higher than this, but it's definitely not higher than this area here, where we had a ton of momentum going into the top here around 74K. It's a good looking chart though, and I think that the Fed cutting rates, I think honestly, I have been someone who's been more bearish, and now I'm sort of more bullish. And um, I think basically I just look at the chart, and I think that people are starting to move money into this asset class. Um, I think we have a massive bull flag here on Bitcoin. You could even draw it like this potentially. It's a little bit desperate to draw it like that, but you could do series of different ways. But then you have, that flagging pattern there. And so if you take this and move it there, you really get up to around 320 something K. If you use the fib retracement for this whole cycle, basically, you can take it, from there to there. You can draw this out here where we broke out to the bottom. And then you're basically looking at in between 260 to 300, because usually Bitcoin will hit the 3618 to the 4236. You don't have to draw it that way. You can also do a regular fib tracement that would then be a little bit less bullish. But I think we will get over 200K this cycle. I think that it's Bitcoin's first true institutional cycle. We've had, last cycle sort of a fake out of that narrative. But this cycle, it's looking good. And we have China, who is printing a lot of money with stimulus. We have, the devaluing of the currency of the US. If we look at the dollar, we're looking at sort of a breakdown of a key level here. Now, it's sort of just paused at 100. It doesn't want to give up. It doesn't want to give up on that level, at least right now. Maybe we see a counter trend rally in the dollar. Maybe gold and silver are foretelling that happening. We do have, you know, the weekly looking a little bit weak here on silver. In terms of the RSI, it's gotten rejected up here a few times. Now, obviously, we look at the long-term chart of silver, it just looks so good. But I think that that's a trap because it's not really based on like what is it trading on, like the fundamentals. You know, you can look at a long-term chart, but what's happening in the world that is causing it to look that way or to, you know, potentially get rejected. We don't really know. So it does look like a loaded cannon. I will say it looks similar to me, very similar to this area here. If we look at this on silver, we can sort of see why that might be the case. Um, it's a somewhat similar pattern that would take us to around $84. And really that's been my target the whole cycle. It's been a long, brutal cycle. I wonder, you know, if it's out of legs all of a sudden, or, you know, will it just come down to test sort of this trend line here that it's been consistently, you know, and that would be around maybe 25, 24, 25. And that would be something that I was kind of waiting for. This level here on the chart is pretty important. And 26.5, we did touch it though. And it's a, you know, it's a purely great looking retest. And not only that, I think we retested the outside of this as well there. I mean, pretty much, not fully, but to me, you know, silver looks great. You know, so looking good there. Gold obviously, you know, has just continued to go up. And, you know, is it going to finally top here? Well, we can look at the RSI. You know, the RSI certainly doesn't look terrible, but it's definitely, you know, kind of overbought here. There's been times it's come up here before, and that, you know, there's been this time here. So, you know, this could sort of be the beginning of a rally. I don't see the momentum slowing down, but I could see a correction. I mean, gold's not even close to being able to touch this trend line, but I could see it coming back. I mean, you know, maybe 22.50, something like that. That wouldn't be bearish. Probably be a great buying opportunity. The other thing we have to keep in mind is if the economy and everything is following the Bitcoin halving cycle, which it usually does, that means we're basically going to have a bullish stock market and a bullish crypto market for 2025, which really isn't great for gold. If we look at the gold to Ethereum ratio, which is something I really like to look at, this is a key level. One ETH for one gold, 1 ounce of gold is a very key level. And I think we sort of retested and it kind of got rejected, which means it's bearish for gold. So the lower this goes, the more bullish ETH is in comparison to gold. I actually personally sold some silver today for Ethereum based on a number of different factors. I feel that Ethereum is very undervalued here. I feel that it's completely misunderstood. I feel that it is, I think that it is, just in general, it's undervalued. And I really want to focus in on Ethereum here in a second. So let's take a look at Ethereum. So pretty plain chart here. Let's start from scratch. What we can see here is, you know, let's try to follow the pattern of the previous cycle. So it's not going to be perfect. And a lot of people thought, a lot of people kind of got trapped into thinking that this here was here, basically. And it looked very similar. And we got faked out. And we came lower. And I think we needed to. I think we needed to test that level. I had been saying this in the past. By the way, I don't have a Twitter anymore. I officially deleted it, so it's gone. But it is what it is. So, basically, this was a really key level for ETH, and the fact we've never. I mean, look, we've tested it here. We tested it here, but then we fell through it. We rejected, we came through it, we tested, came through it, we tested it again. So now we have room to run here. We very much have room to run. I think the next key level is this 4,000 area that we will be kind of moving our way towards. Now it's not going to happen all in one shot. I think it will happen over the course of the next 6 months. Maybe this cycle is delayed for Ethereum. Maybe it doesn't run quite as hot as it did last time. But I think it's possible that it does, strictly because the sentiment is so low. And I'm not even on Twitter. I just see the sentiment in the chart. I see how negative the sentiment is within the chart. And I kind of also know, based on just like watching YouTube videos and stuff like that if there's any bulls left, I mean, Sasal has taken a long vacation. I think there's a guy called the Milk Boy or something that's bullish Ethereum, but there is not many public people out there. And here's the thing with Ethereum, you know, let's take a fib real quick, and then we'll talk about some of the fundamentals here. Let's take this one to this just for the sake of, and look at that. Look at that. I didn't even realize. So yeah, that's pretty golden, to be honest. So we want to get this right here. All right, there you go. So here we're looking at in between 16 and 18K. Completely see that in the cards. Let's talk about why that's the case. And obviously, just take a look at that trend line. That is a double retest, because that is a super key line, going through the top, this top, pretty much this top, and this rejection. And so for us to retest that perfectly there is very bullish, in my opinion. So with Ethereum, the smart contracts are going to be used for artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligences are going to know that ETH layer 2s are the most secure and widely adopted form of building a smart contract platform, on top of Ethereum, because Ethereum's the most secure blockchain in the world. It probably will always be the most secure. Some people would argue that Bitcoin's more secure. I could see that argument, but it would take more money to attack Ethereum than Bitcoin, technically, because just there's you could listen to Justin Drake talk about this, but basically, I think that the AIs are going to be like, there's going to be all these AI agents, and they're going to be doing work for companies, and they're going to be independent AI agents that use the blockchain. And I think they're going to choose Ethereum based on security. I think companies are going to choose Ethereum based on security. We have BlackRock doing a U.S. Treasuries. They're putting U.S. Treasuries on the ETH blockchain, the mainnet, which is about 500 million. of treasuries. So I think that's a big deal. I think, not only that, you have L2s, just, huge total value locked. You have, like I said, and not even just like L2s, but the main net itself is bullish. Because companies are going to come in and use the ETH mainnet because it's cheaper than sending stable coins or dollars from bank to bank using the SWIFT system. So, or the middlemen of this whole system are going to be eliminated. And I think a lot of banks are going to get eliminated. And I think that Ethereum is a more fair, decentralized way for people to transact with each other. It's a public blockchain. Anyone can use it. Once BlackRock makes their own layer 2 based on the regulations in the US, which again, Coinbase has already done this. But if we get a regulatory environment that is favorable, which obviously with Trump, it is going to be favorable. With Kamala, it probably isn't, but there's time. We have BlackRock behind us. And so I think that at the end of the day, that's going to rule the roost anyway. So once the banks decide that they're okay, or that they're positioned, this will happen. I think it's weird. It's like the crypto community has given up on ETH, but I think but it's like everyone just searches for like these like narratives now. It's so strong. But this happened again. This is what happened to ETH let's see. This has happened before to ETH. So don't be surprised that we're here. Look, this is the halving year, last halving, right? So 2020, I remember I was buying ETH through all this shit. And even up until November, I was buying because proof of stake went through around here. And it was still $400. It was like you knew how crazy it was. It's not quite that bullish now. It's not the same feeling. It's not DeFi summer, but something is coming in terms of AI, stable coins, BlackRock building L2s, different companies building L2s. I mean, imagine BlackRock builds its own layer 2 solution that settles on the ETH blockchain. How much would you pay for an asset that secures that blockchain? I mean, I just don't think enough people have even thought about it yet. I mean, it's so early still on this train. It's very interesting to see it, but we're looking at sort of the same thing here, right? I mean, we have the rally, the sell-off, rally, sell-off. Then we just went and we didn't stop because at the end of the day, everyone knows how bullish ETH is. So especially in the crypto ecosystem, they will jump on board. It's like it'll be like one of the biggest short squeezes you'll ever see in your life. That's how I think that this ETH move is going to be, because there's so much pent up hatred now, or people who have just capitulated, just completely capitulated. I mean, all you have to do is look at the Sol ETH chart, and you can see that it's up only. It's just up only, doesn't stop. Now, did it just top? I don't know. It looks a little toppy, but I could be wrong. We could look at the RSI on this. We're obviously higher here in price than we were here, but the RSI has kind of only gone down. So is, Sol topping against ETH? It's possible. Sol looks really good. I think Sol has a chance to go to $1,000. This consolidation here, sort of reminds me of this. This is kind of where I took this from, and I just went like this with it, but you know, it sort of reminds me of that in a way. It's a long, you know, sort of consolidation, and it's at bullish levels. If you're a Sol person, you know, if you're a Solana person, go ahead and, you know, have fun. You know, you're probably going to do pretty well. I'm just more of an ETH person. I think Sol to me has always been a little bit scammy. It's just that's the type of vibe I get from the people there and the Anatoly and all this. You know, I like the sort of innocence and the sort of kind of goofy nature of Vitalik and sort of the honesty that I think he demonstrates. So again, there's another trend line that we kind of hit. And so we can look at it on the monthly as well. But again, I know a lot of people are probably going to hate this podcast, and I haven't posted it in a while. Just because I'm so bullish on ETH, because no one is. Like, no one even wants to hear about bullish ETH stuff. Because they have capitulated, they don't even want to think about, you know, ETH being bullish. Like, it would be so annoying. And it would be annoying to me too, because I don't have, you know, that much ETH at all. So it would certainly be annoying to everyone, including me, if it just went up only from here. But to me, it's a launch pad. I mean, we're looking at 3 months in a row of down only, and we got a huge buy. We got more buys here. To me, this looks like Gravestone Doji. It's bullish to me. I don't know if there's a, you know, a reversal that has come in on it. You know, definitely not that one, but it's possible. No, we didn't get one. Now there's a bunch of weekly reversals. I know this is one here, but they're usually pretty on point with the reversals. Obviously this on the weekly was a big time reversal. I think we have more on the reversal indicator as well. We have a triple reversal indicator. These don't come in that often. You know, I mean, when they do, it's bullish. I mean, we have one here, one here. Obviously, this one was a failure. But they don't come in very often on the weekly time frame. And we have triple reversal indicator there. So again, to me, you know, we're looking up, I don't know, we're looking upwards of 15 to 20K. That's my prediction for this cycle for Ethereum. You could also kind of look around like the 1 trillion market cap, which is probably only like 10K or even, well, I guess it'd be probably 12K. I wouldn't be surprised if that was like a psychological top as well. But to me, ETH is kind of a 2029 play. I don't think it will ever come back to these levels, basically. I think that this is kind of a once in a lifetime chance. If you haven't been on the train and you sort of have been, you know, in and out of the market, you've been, you know, not really knowing what to do, buying altcoins, you know, going into Solana and doing stuff in there, this is kind of your chance to like bring some sanity into your life, you know, get back on the horse. We know as crypto people what ETH is capable of. It's something that rips face, okay? When it rips, it did the same thing in this cycle even, okay? We had major shakeouts and then just up only. Okay, so it's a volatile asset. That's the point. You know, I don't know if this is a similar, you know, sort of pattern. It kind of is actually this one where we sort of fallen off and then we just rip, and it's just too much. I mean, this isn't gonna happen. Okay, it could. I mean, this is the thing that's crazy is this could happen. Okay, it sounds crazy, right? But I mean, how much is an asset worth if you're tokenizing the whole world plus AI agents plus, you know, DeFi? just on the blockchain of Ethereum, and like companies are making L2s and AIs are making L2s. There's so much potential, and I don't think it will happen that quickly. But you know, BlackRock is actively going to try to tokenize as many things as they can. They're going to do it on Ethereum because Ethereum is the ETF that they sell to people. So, you know, they like know that their use of the blockchain is bullish for the asset of ETH. It's pretty simple. And yeah, there we go. Now I'll cover one more here. TAO. Okay, TAO is again, this thing will rip your face off. Okay, like this. I'm not saying to buy it right now. Okay, and none of this is investment advice, all that jazz. I wouldn't be surprised this thing comes back to 349. We would be very lucky to get that. If not, 461 is another key level here. This thing looks to me very similar. Let's see if I can get to let's see, to ETH in the first cycle, which is going to be crazy. I mean, it's going to look stupid. But TAO, I think it's an AI play on the blockchain. It is, it has smart contracts now. It's it's a small market cap. It's probably 3 or 4 billion. You know, it's just, it's bonkers. Let me go back to TAO. Honestly, just look into it. It sucks because I've been tracking this a lot and I kind of missed everything and got way too bearish at the wrong time and all the stuff that everyone makes the same mistakes. But let's see if I can get this set here. I mean, look, it's not going to do this, okay, but just humor the chart, okay? It is the same chart, okay? It's pretty crazy. It's the same thing. You can even see it has, I mean, we can just, yeah. We don't need to, let's see if I can get it, but it's hard to get it. Yeah, it's, something like that. So look, I mean, this is how is this not the same? Bam, 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 rally, first leg, then we had the top, then we had a correction, real hard shakeout, consolidation, and then just moon face. You know, could it go 100x from here to 50K? I'm not sure. It's a similar market cap to what ETH was back then. And I mean, ETH went from $7 to 1,500 or something. So I think ETH did 100x there. I think ETH was around 2 billion market cap and it went to 200 billion. Could TAO do the same thing? I think it could. I think TAO is the play of the cycle. Now, do I own any? No, I do not. I've been, watching it and I don't own any, but it's possible I buy like 1 or 2 TAO. Okay. You can stake TAO. It's pretty cool. You can get like 16%. It's a little bit complicated to bridge and everything over to the Finny network. You use a Polkadot wallet and you use a TAO bridge, which, I can't really tell you what to do. You can do a small amount and then you can stake using taostats.io. They'll tell you, they'll tell you everything on there. So you could look that up. They'll have all the information that you might need. But it's gone up, just crazy amounts lately. So, but there's not many key levels left to break. I think the next one is probably 700, and then after that, it's off to the races. And we don't really know where this thing could go. I think probably for TAO, you know, we could probably do it one of these. It's not going to be great. It's not going to look great. But I think with the first cycle of a crypto coin, you can't even do this because it just, if Bitcoin goes to 300K and ETH's at 20K, what's TAO at? It's probably not at 3,200. It's probably at 10K. I think it's probably a 20x from here. And it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. If we get our cycle that we usually get, TAO is, I think, going to be the matic of this cycle, basically. And we can even look at Polygon just to see real quick. Just to see sort of, see if I can get matic is just dead in the water. Oh, that's a terrible chart. I'm sorry about that. Let me get a good one. Is Bitfinex gonna have a good chart? Is Coinbase gonna have it? Maybe Kraken will have it. Oh, is like Matic not even a chart now? That's so annoying. If they had to redo all the charts, that's just a terrible thing. So I apologize again if you're still with me. I appreciate it. So yeah, did I do Kraken? So here, Tether and Kraken, you think? That's risky. I don't even know. Yeah, it's the same thing. That's so stupid. Let me try Coinbase because I think it was on Coinbase, wasn't it? Barely. So, I mean, look, basically it did like 1,000x. I don't know what it's going to look like. It's crazy. So now I guess this chart just doesn't exist, and there's just these new idiot Polygon charts. That would be dumb. And I'm guaranteeing that is part of the reason why it's just really struggling, is because, yeah, you have to make a whole new chart of the whole thing. That's a disaster, in my opinion. You want long-term chart action. Why would you change the name of the token? Like, who cares? That literally is going to keep me away from it for the entire cycle. And I think it's a very bullish project, but there's no way that is a good idea. I'm sorry. It's just not. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to find this old Matic token, to be honest with you. And it kind of sucks. I could try Bitfinex. Not sure if I did that yet, but can't think. Yeah, stupid. I'm just gonna keep going at this because I need to see this. But if this doesn't work, then it's done. Yeah, no, it's cooked. All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the podcast. If you did, please like, subscribe, and I will see you next time here on the Crypto Bunker channel. Thank you.